Okay. Oh, I gotta move the seat forward. Forgot. Mike's taller than I am. I have to move the seat forward a few inches. I'm gonna try a vlog today a little bit, and I made $9.50 yesterday. So we're heading to the grocery store to get cat food because I have no more canned cat food. And it's raining, and Mike spent yesterday while I was at the flea market, he spent that whole time trying to rip up that flat spot and fix it, and it's still leaking. And yeah, but I think part of it is I could see out the window. He did a good job on a lot of spots, but there's one spot right above where it leaks, where this roofing material, this sheeting that he put down, it's not sealed at the top edge. Well, that just defeats the whole purpose because the water's going to be able to go under it. And it was supposed to be peel and stick, but that stuff did not. The backing wouldn't peel off. He said it was a pain in the neck to get off. You probably were supposed to heat it. But I wasn't home to do this. I was trying to make money for cat food and bills. So it was the last half hour. I was so worried because we got down to like 1 o'clock and I hadn't even made the table yet. And I, at that point, had made like $18 and then made a little more, and I still was 50 cents short. And in that last half hour, I finally made a little profit. And the entire back seat was full of stuff except for one lunar vehicle erector set, which is in rough condition, that went to Green Drop. And in our area, oh wow, this is gonna shake. How on earth do people do vlogs in their car and the video doesn't shake? How do they do that? This thing's gonna wobble, sorry guys. But anyway, Green Drop, I had mentioned somebody was looking through a box that I had already started packing up, and he took a videotape out of it of an old Betty Davis movie called Of Human Bondage. And I said he could have it for free. I said, what do you do with that stuff? I said, I'm going to take that to Goodwill. Oh, don't take it there. And I'm not going to repeat the expletive he said. He says, their CEOs make millions of dollars, and they really don't do a lot of charity work. They do the bare minimum to be considered a charity. So it's a hell of a business model, and I have to agree. But, things like Purple Heart helps veterans, Boys and Girls Clubs. There's something in Philly, St. Paul something. They're not in Delaware County, as far as I know. They're certainly not in my end of Delaware County. But there's this thing called Green Drop over in Aston. And so it was also easier to drive the loop, the half circle around, to hit that and then come home than it would be to go through all the back roads to get over to the Goodwill in Swarthmore. So we went there instead. And there was some stuff there was nothing that would have been worth putting in a live sale. Except maybe the doll. There was this very large porcelain doll that still had the tags on it from when it was bought at Boscov's in Lord knows when. It was still in the Boscov's bag. The Boscov's bag was covered with dust. And so I threw that bag away. But I had $25 on the doll, and I had meant to put her into the last live sale that I did. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to send it. Because she was easily 22 inches tall. So, and it was the last doll that I had bought for Mom, because she really liked it, and so I had gone back that day and gotten it for her and gave it to her for Christmas. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna send it on. So the stuff went to Purple Heart to help veterans. And but it was a lot of stuff. I kind of regret one thing. I had a Wawa clear glass milk bottle, And it's pretty old since it's back from when it was Wawa Dairy. And I probably should have hung on to that for another flea market, but I doubt there'll be another flea market for me this year. And I've had it in a live sale. I've had it in 2, I think. And I thought, you know what? I'll just send that to, just get it out. Just get it out of the house. And we got some big items out of the house because there were some toys of Mike's. There was a remote control boat, and there was a racing set. And these are large boxes that they were in their original boxes, and these are big boxes. And he said, just send them. Just get them out. Just send them. Didn't care. They didn't sell. Don't worry. Just send them. So they went. Green Drop does take computer monitors. So a Dell monitor that still worked. It's not one of those super old ones that's like, way deep, big monsters. But it was a more contemporary one, but it wasn't like flat screen like we got now. Anyway, they took that. I was surprised. I was trying to give that away for free and couldn't do it. So, but they took it. It was very dusty, but they took it. So it was great. It all went. That was a lot of stuff out. And today is, I forgot to fix the mirror. Can't see behind. That's all right. So today is going to be a little bit of a vlog, and I'll edit it tonight and pop it up. And I'm going to take you into the dining room with me, if I can. There's other stuff to do around the house, but one of the things is in clearing that end of the dining room out, I want to go through that corner that's a huge stack of, certainly a huge stack of patterns, as you saw in that last video. And there's pattern boxes in there that aren't folded up and put together. And if nothing else, I'd like to get them organized. Okay, get them into proper boxes instead of just laying in a pile, and get it all organized so that we can figure out what I've got. And it'll make it a lot easier to move around in there if things are better organized. And there was that whole laundry basket that was full of kits of things to do. Some ribbon embroidery, but mostly cross-stitch stuff. And, it's getting to that time of year, so let's just get that stuff online. Get those cross-stitch kits online. People might buy them for Christmas presents. Hello, Mr. Fire Marshal. Let's not run into your car. Did he leave me a nice close spot? No, because I got 2 trucks that don't know how to park. Ah, here's a good spot. Because the umbrella in this car is in the trunk, and it's underneath the stuff because I haven't unpacked the trunk yet. So yeah, there is still stuff in the trunk, but yeah. Is this the same in your grocery store? There's no longer a generic brand. None of this is generic brand cat food. Dang, man. And they've upped their price. It's no longer 74 cents a can, it's 80 cents a can. And they only eat pate. They don't like the... Anyway, I don't think you get as much bang for your buck if you get shredded stuff. Then it's mostly gravy. So, yeah, they've just upped their prices. It used to be 80 cents for some of the shredded stuff. You're getting less and they charge you more. Now it's 80 cents for all of it. But I got 2 things of the 9 lives because it's 7. When you factor that out, that's like 75 cents a can. But I only have enough for 2 of those and to get 3 cans of something else. So I got to pick some pate. But is this the same in your grocery store? That there's like no generic kind of cat food anymore? It's all name brand. Okay. It's gotten a little darker. Sorry about the lighting. And let's back out of here. And I will pick up where I left off because the last video, for some reason, my camera started getting really wonky and choppy. So I had to stop that and figure out where to pick up where we left off where it gets choppy. So when I edit it. So I talked about a Christmas tree. Did try to sell it. We decided to send that on, or I decided to send that on simply because the amount of space that was going to take up, and Mike and I talked it over and talked about what do we want to do, because there's probably the high probability I will not be doing another flea market this year. And do we really want to hang on to these larger items? And no. So the plan is that Mike and I discussed at lunch is that what I do is tag and bag, like I usually do, or used to do. You tag it, you put a price tag on it, you stick it in one of the bins. Bins go at the end of the dining room where there was space. That's why that space was created. And that way, you can, I wonder if this will help any, moderately. So anyway, that way it's all set to go. That way, if I had the cash on hand, and I used to keep cash on hand and quarters, so that as I found out about a flea market, whether it was an inexpensive one at a church or something, I could just, if I had the weekend free, just go do it. Everything would be all set. And we need to get back to that. So he pointed out that when we were up at Bartow, which is, I think it's called Jake's Flea Market. It's a big flea market. It is like a 2-hour drive or hour and a half or something. Anyway, it's north of Philly. If we waited and went in the spring and went there and got one of the tables there, because they're inexpensive, and possibly rented a U-Haul van for a day, and just take a big van load, more than we could take up, way more than we could take up in a car, would that not be worth the extra expense of renting the van? Because, you know, they run specials now and then where you can rent a minivan for a day, you know, for like $20. So would that not be worth it? So that is going to be the plan. And then that would clear out a large amount in the spring all at one shot, hopefully. And we'll just add that to Tosh, to the game plan of Tosh, of how the things are going to work. I think it would be helpful to do a bigger one like that. It would help clear more stuff out. It's certainly well established, so you're going to have more people than what we had at the church one. So now home, I'm going to, and I'll insert this here. I had a question about cat food. I bought 2 packs of cans and 3 individual cans, ended up with 24 cents left, which there was a thing for veterans outside, and I just gave them what I had left. I gave them the 24 cents. It'll go to help somebody that needs things more than I, perhaps. So after all, I got a roof over my head, and knock on some wood, I'm fairly healthy at the moment. So I gave that to them. So start from scratch. That's okay. Not the first time I've done it. Won't be the last for now. Just move forward. Because that's what we all got to do, right? We take care of stuff. We got to move forward. No more delayed decisions, which is how our houses end up getting filled. And then you get more and more depression, and then that just adds to it. So keep working through it. If I can push through it, you can too. Even if it's just little bits. So, the nice part of yesterday is it was beautiful weather. It wasn't super hot. I did sit in the sunlight, but luckily for me, the sun tracked behind me because we're getting into September, so the sun is not rising as high. Otherwise, I'd have been baking in that sunlight all day, even with the 100 SPF suntan lotion. But it just happened that it happened to catch the dogwood trees behind me. So I had some shade I could hide in from about 12 noon on. So actually from about 11 on. So for most of the sale, I was able to hide in the shadows and not get badly burnt. My cheeks were real dry and really red last night, but I put stuff on them so they look better today. Today we'll be sorting out in the dining room at that one end if you see any patterns go by that you are interested in this vlog, get the pattern name, whatever company it was, and the number, and either put it in the description, put it in the comment section of this video, or put it in an email and email me, because I will be selling all. I gladly sell off those patterns. I'd rather not waste them. I'd rather, unless we find some craft one that I'm willing to go, hey, I'm keeping that, by all means, we'll figure out a price, because vintage ones will be, for the most part, these patterns, some of them, she collected them, so some of them are uncut, never been used. So anyway, there won't be much. Most of the patterns will probably only be $2-3. I haven't figured out a price, but they'll be like $2-3. I know you can get new ones cheaper, but let's face it, some of these, oh, my key's in the driveway, I can't turn around there, are vintage. So vintage ones are certainly going to be, a little bit more. And it's not worth my time to sell them for just $1, guys. Because you figure I've still got to do all the packing and the envelopes and all that. So, so we'll see what we find. $3 a pattern. We'll do it that way. $3 a pattern. And if you see one that you want, I need to know as much information about what one it is. So if you have to freeze the video, do it. And by all means, I'll pull it out and I'll sell it. Not a problem. So, all right, I'm back home again. Turn the windshield wipers off. And Mike's going to leave for work, so I'm not going to probably get anything. Well, I'll try to get something out of his trunk and carry it into the house, because it's all still in there. I was just too tired last night. I was just too tired. That's one thing that I don't have back yet. I don't have stamina. So by the time we got home, I took a shower, I went to bed, tried to take a nap, but I neglected to put the little piece through the door lock so the kittens couldn't get in, so they were climbing all over me. So I finally got them out of there, and then slept from, I think it was 6:30, 7 o'clock. And I have idiots because they won't leave her alone. He went looking for her, and now Elron's back there too. Elron has just discovered the big mirror, and he's not quite sure what is going on with that. But the doctor's out here. Uh-oh. Is she gonna? Yep, she is. She's gonna smack him. I keep telling Aragorn, stay away from her. She hasn't hurt any of them, but she is definitely still not happy. She is the princess of the house, after all. Oh, yes, tell me all about it. Now, who's that? Oh, here comes Gimli. Here comes Gimli. It's just, now he's another one. Keeps pushing the envelope when it comes to the doctor. Always pushing the envelope. Here he comes. And he has enough sense to go the other direction. Maybe. Yeah, don't fall in the box I'm trying to pack. This is why packing has just become an issue, because sooner or later, when they're done with the zoomies up and down the hallways, you're not supposed to be on there. No desk. No desk. Ugh, you've been told numerous times, no desk. No desk. Yes, doctor, I have Gimli to keep him off the desk. He's not allowed on the desk. She's just going to clean herself, sitting on that speaker. Just chilling. Just chilling. I gotta weigh the package that's behind her. Get that invoiced. Ow, ow, ow. That was my shoulder, Gimli. Where do you think you're going? Oh, here we go. Gonna push the envelope. Always gotta push it. Him and Aragorn. Are you growling? Are you growling, princess? It's just me. It's just me. What? Not happy? Oh, I've disturbed your royal highness. while you're trying to clean your tail. I'm so sorry. So I guess now would be a good time while you're looking at the doctor to explain the vlog. So by the time I got home from where I started it, the camera ran out of, turn her back to us. The camera ran out of storage space. So now I've cleaned all that up, but then that night ended up with these guys, these 3 males, tearing up the house, knocking stuff over. That created trouble. The next day I had a massive sinus migraine, which kind of screwed me up. I get maybe 3 or 4 of them in a year. And usually when there's a lot of leaf mold, and with that opening in the ceiling, there was a lot of wood mold from Michael having like tried to fix it. It lessened it a little, we think, but for the most part it didn't work. But I think that's because we just need more sealant at certain spots because he ran out. And we'll try to get that done this weekend, I hope. So this is now, and then last night was Scouts. Yesterday was packing stuff. So today is Thursday morning. I'm supposed to be live tonight. And what I'm going to do is it's going to be this vlog. It's going to be a premiere. And we are going to go. Here he comes. Gonna push that envelope. So I'm going to go into the dining room and do, like I said, we're going to work on that corner. We're going to see all these different patterns. Since it's going to be a premiere, you'll see all the patterns, and I'll try to keep up in the chat if there's any particular pattern that somebody mentions they want. Always pushing it. So anyway, that's the game plan. I finished my tea. I've taken my meds. My hip is still hurting. I overdid it yesterday. The kittens' fairy godmother showed up with a scratch post for them that the neighbor was getting rid of because their cat doesn't want it, doesn't like it, and bless her heart, gave me some cash, and I went out and got more cat food and desperately had needed cat litter, but I had to go by myself, and lifting up 38 pounds of cat litter did my back in. So you're going to hear a bunch of ouches as I do this until the pain meds kick in. So that being said, now the kittens are gone, doctor's gone off to go walk, and of course Gimli followed her. We'll hear it sooner or later. We're going to hear. Like I said, she hasn't shredded anybody, but she does smack them in the head and hiss at them. But she's never hurt any of them. Not seriously. The one that is hurt badly is Rory. Showed up last night. Something's wrong with her back paw. It was bleeding all over my porch. I got a little bit of a look at it this morning. Either she's cut in between the pads or she's been in such a fight that she's ripped a claw out. Her tolerance for letting me touch feet is very small. So I will try again later to get her to let me look at it. And so I can start getting some kind of antibiotic cream on that. All right, let's get to it. As soon as the doctor left, I ended up with a puddle of kittens next to me. But now they hear Michael, so they're watching for him. The kittens heard you come down the stairs. I had a puddle of fur laying next to me. All right, see you later. All right, I'll come grab it. He's off to work, and hopefully these guys are off to nap time. Yes, you especially, so that I can go work in the dining room. Get out of my breakfast bowl. But the second I started, because they knock stuff over, so I gotta work to get in there, and I've already upset Elrond. I'm pretty sure I stepped on his tail, and now he's down the hallway glaring at me. But I need to get back in there, but that means I need to move the stuff that they knocked all over. Some of that is what happened when the fly tape got stuck to Arwen. She zoomed through here and just caused this massive avalanche this way. I got part of it out of the way, but I can't step in there. I got to get that out of the way. Yeah. Everything around here is like one of those puzzles. You slide one piece to move another, to finally start getting the picture into focus. And the minute I want to work, you guys were sleeping, or at least dozing. All right, once I get back in there, I'll start this again. If I can tackle this stuff, y'all can tackle something in your house. Even if it's just your desktop, a drawer, a nightstand. If I can tackle this, darlings, you can do something too. For those of you that have feel like your house is overwhelming you, just pick one little area. Doesn't matter if it's just a nightstand, if it's just putting the dishes away. One little area today. Just one. It doesn't have to be as big as a whole corner. Okay, right off the bat, we have our first surprise. It's become very apparent very quickly that these are not what I thought. They are not pattern boxes. Apparently, it is some kind of shelf thingy cabinet with drawers. Still, it's better than having them in a loose pile. So, I'm going to test my skills here because I haven't had to put stuff like this together since the late 80s when I worked at Walden Books, having to put giant displays together. So I'm going to see if I can get it together anyway. Lord knows where the knobs ever went. I don't care at this point. It's still better having the patterns in here than just loose in a pile like that. So, yeah. Always a surprise in this house. Always. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. You're in a construction zone. Oh, where's your hard hat? You're in a construction zone, sir. Get out. Get out. Excuse me, sir. Are you the inspector? I'd like to see your hard hat. Where's your safety vest? Excuse me, sir. No, stop it, Gimli. Crap. I'm not in here 5 minutes. Thank you, Aragorn. And whoever ran away, I think it was Gimli. But they've now caused an avalanche. And I'm stuck in here. Thanks, you little dweebs. You jerks. Anyway, it is what it is. Just keep plugging away. Now I know that needs repair so that then I can put them in a live sale because they are really cool little wooden trains. Great for display. Some of what's on top is packing material. There's a book underneath. Yeah. I'm not even going to fuss with it. I'm going to turn right around and start putting together the boxes for the patterns. Setbacks. Setbacks happen. Take a deep breath. Recognize that, crap happens. Not a big deal. In a week, you won't even remember this. It's okay. Just chill. Take another deep breath. Let it out. And know it's okay. Minor setback, not a big deal. Don't let the adrenaline spike start frustrating you. It's okay. It's not a problem. I see a flaw in my logic, 2 of them. 1, I forgot to bring the broom and the dustpan. 2, I don't think I have any left. Those little dust, those wonderful little dust cloths that you can buy, like Swiffer makes them, a couple of companies make them, to sweep up the dust. So you're going to hear a lot of sneezing. I at least did remember to bring a trash bag and a box of tissues with me. And I'm hoping this will block the little monsters out for a little bit. At least a little bit. Because I can see they've already knocked over a whole box of trim. So, let's see where I could put the camera to get this started. I think that is the best we're going to get. Trying to find an angle here is just an interesting challenge. So that you can see the patterns there's any you're interested in. I'll try to show them. I'm going to quick grab, just try to scrape up some of this stuff off the floor. Oh, that's okay. Okay, sadly, if I find any pattern bits, they're probably going to have to be trashed because I won't know what they're to. Case in point, that's half of a jacket. That's the back to something. This says tucks in front, lower neck cut 2. I have no idea. I have no idea what on earth it would be to. None whatsoever. So I'm going to tuck the trims in there. We're going to carefully put the trims in a pile out of the way. Boxes of trims. I need to get back to where I have a place to sew. They knocked this one over too. At least this one didn't open. Oh, wait. There's a frog closure. Let's just dump that in there. But, I mean, look at it all. And no, for right now, the trims are not for sale. I need to sort that out because I know somewhere in here had to have been a bag that was all little short pieces of very expensive tapestry trims and stuff. Sadly, I think it disappeared when I had help early on when Mom died, and that person was making decisions for me without my knowledge. And taking stuff to their house to get rid of it, which afterwards there were things of fabric, but definitely things of trims that just vanished. And they were in bags, so there was no reason for that. And they looked at it and saw just, little short pieces and assumed it was nothing. But when you're making purses, those little pieces are what sets it off. Gives it that extra oomph. And I can't get that anymore because Joann Fabrics does not do the penny an inch thing. They haven't done that since the early 90s, or mid 90s. So I can never replace all of that. I have no idea. Probably made by Uncle George, but I have no idea. Boning. Where'd my trash bag go? Because I'm really not going to care about a little piece of boning right now when I know I can buy more. Let's put the trash bag over here. Sorry about the rustling noises. This is another one of her plastic things of trims. The kittens, I haven't found it. They took the lid to the gold trim. Gotta find that. Now, I know this basket's in the way. I'm kind of afraid to move it. This is all those cross-stitch kits. There was a time where I was making these and selling them after they were all stitched and made. I don't have time for that. So we're gonna put that behind me because there's the lid. There's the lid for the gold trim. Let's get that. Let's set that up there. Now then. Okay. See, she kept, everything. We made tons of these books. But she would keep the pieces because they had pictures. They had Mickey pictures that you could use for, crafting, making something else. But did you really need to keep all of the instructions? Why couldn't you just keep the pictures? So, honestly, I know there's going to be enough of those around. I'm seriously considering keeping them and then just selling them off as a crafting lot. Symphony Gold, 8 yards, 2 sets. Yeah, I've no idea. Little notes. There's going to be little notes everywhere. Okay, so a lot of these were never used. This one doesn't look like it was used. It's size A, size 3 to 8, little boys set. honestly, you see anything that you want, drop it in the comments. I forget, I'll have to look back at the beginning of this to find out, because it started this on Monday and now it's Thursday morning, as to what I wanted to do. This is large and extra large. Is this one not cut out? Because she made my coat. Yeah, I think this one's cut out, because I had a fleece jacket that I wore until it fell apart. So I will be hanging on to that one, because there's more fleece over there that I would like to have a new coat. And Arwen, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Butterick, princess dress kind of thing. Yes, this has been cut out and used. Envelope's in very rough shape. But, you know, costume-wise, really cool looking. You could size 14, 16, 18, Butterick 4657. We'll add that. This is Butterick 3710, size 12 to 14 kids, robes and pajamas. Looks like it was cut out and used. On which grandchild? I have no idea. I did get that bin together, so all of these will go in the drawer for the bin. Sleeve for lady clown. What? Okay, I don't get that, but anybody need a bridal dress? Prom gown? Butterick 3685, size 12. I don't know. I don't think the whole pattern's been cut out. I think she may have just used the sleeve for some costume. And as you can see, like, from sitting here, there's dust, marks from the dust. So I think we said $2 a pattern. But you figure Mom's been gone for 15 or 16 years now, and all of this stuff would have been from at least 10 years before that. So most of them probably even longer, looking at that style. So Butterick 3685, size 12. Anybody needs a wedding gown? We're getting more vintage as we go. Welcome to the 80s. Look at those shoulders. Welcome to the 80s. Size 16, 18, 20. Combination series. 2895 McCalls. Cut to fit. There's damage there where it's gotten ripped. This one has been cut and used. A lot of times she'd use a pattern just once, and then she'd save it as her, as her stock. So we're going to find a ton. Now we're getting somewhere. These were probably from my grandmother. Sexy, sexy. Hello. Look at the graphics on that. Now it says size 14 bust 32. Wow. What is it? Simplicity 4995. Cut to exact size. Do we have a year on this? Is there a year? Nope, just says printed in the USA. Does look like maybe it was, I'm not seeing pin marks on anything, but the pieces are separate. I don't know if back in the day they came that way for a while or what, but so I'm assuming it was used at one point in very rough shape, but still really, really cool. So that's what, Simplicity 4995, the vintage nightgowns. Oh, excuse me, sir. What are you doing? Get away, Aragorn. Here's another one. You can't, I blocked it. You can't get in there. This is Advance Pattern Company. Boys' pajamas, size 4. Look at the faces and the graphics. 8487. Advanced Pattern Company. Excuse me, sir. You want to not do that? Yeah, this one has been used. So there's another. I will make a separate pile, I think, for these really old ones and put them in a drawer by themselves. So we will do that. Oh, for you're not going behind there again. Guys, this is why everything takes me so friggin' long ever since they've been allowed out of the playroom. Go! And they're bigger now, so their weight causes more damage. You cause more problems. Oh, these are also dusty. Oh.